The challenge for this video is going to be making a hyperpop beat using only one track. That means only one instrument for the entire song, and somehow I have to make it work. If you know anything about music, this might seem impossible. Normally you would have many tracks. In my last video, I used 43. I have some ideas for how this might work, but we'll see what happens. I'm not going to need any of these, so why don't we just start with our one and only MIDI track. My thought is I'm going to use something in Ableton that they call an instrument rack. And what you can do with that is you can drag in multiple different instruments, and then from there you can map out the different keys where they play. But really, this is all the notes you can get. It might be a little limiting in the end. All right, this is what I came up with. It is just a little simple ARP to start off with. It sounds like this. How I get this little ARP thing on the side, I just right click and I do show names in MIDI editor. That'll come in handy in a second once I get this more written out. This is a preset from my Cute and Stuff pack. And that kind of like Game Boy sound is all coming from this, which is just a voice sample in Serum that I imported. Effects, I just put on a cool plugin called Mishby. And I just have that in an audio rack so I can get some wet and dry signal. I have that just using these notes. That's already a lot of real estate we're taking up just for an ARP, but I think it's gonna be worth it. All right, what am I gonna do next? Let's go for like an 808. That would be nice. We're back with an 808, starting to fill up the keyboard a little bit more. Here's what it sounds like right now. So yeah, now you can see on the side, I've got my 808 notes and then the ARP notes. And they don't trigger at the same time. That's because I'm separating them out like this. So I'm actually using Umru bass because Umru's based OTT on there just to make it a little more crispy, I guess. It's actually not doing anything. All right. I guess we could add some drums in here. It needs some drums. We're back at it with some drums. It's not rocket science. I just threw a drum rack in there, and then I was able to load in some samples. Keeping it simple. Got a kick, like a wonky snare from Virtual Riot, and then just a simple hi-hat. Let's go back to the MIDI. This is what it looks like. And we have a bunch of other drums in here in case I want to add more stuff. But yeah, I just wrote out some drum patterns, and I did some stuff with the velocity. So this is what we sound like right now. You know what? This isn't that hard, although it's gonna only get harder from here. You used basically half of the keyboard already on 3 instruments. I think that's good enough for like a basic chorus. I'll work on like a verse section or something. All right, made a bass. We're really running out of space now. So this is the bass I'm gonna use. I modified this preset from my free pack, Hyperpop pack volume 1. So this is what it sounds like on its own. We have a sine wave, and then another sine wave, and then guess what? A third sine wave, and then some noise. And then I've got it going through a Combs filter. I wanted this to be a wide bass sound, so I have some hyper dimension on, multiband compressor, distortion, EQ, and another low pass filter. That's what's going on. Maybe I'll add in like a background pad. Got some bad news. It looks like we're almost out of keyboard space. So I'll probably have to get creative if I want more instruments in here. Okay, this is what is going on. We've got this pad, and I'm doing a thing that I really liked in Planet 1999 song. Instead of like holding out a chord, just outlining the chord like a arpeggio. And then I'm doing some like a Rocket League type beat, if you know what I mean. But on this lead that I have called the Nokia lead. Yeah, so I think we're done for this verse section. This is what it sounds like now. Let's see, we've got like a chorus, verse, maybe do like another verse in here, but kind of change up the instruments. Maybe have some like drum and bass in there. I've got some open drum channels. I could rock that. I could rock that. I'm really squeezing all of the MIDI notes I can out of this thing. Took this sample, this one right here, found the one section that I really like out of it, and I just chopped up every single part that I could. The MIDI, it looks like this. Kick at the end, transitioning back into the chorus. So I don't want to loop the same pluck the entire song. That would get really boring. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is use this final little morsel of the MIDI and get another lead out of here. Okay, just finished working on that. Looks like we are finally maxed out on our MIDI that we can use. Lead 2. It sounds like this. This is what the final verse sounds like. Man, I can't believe this is like just one track. That's kind of crazy to me. I think it's just time to put some finishing touches on it. For example, something that you barely see in hyperpop songs is like a full untouched chorus like this. You normally have like at least something like this where it doesn't finish the entire thing and you have like maybe just drums here and all the instruments cut out. So I'm gonna work on cuts and stuff like that and just put some finishing touches on the song. Just did the final touches. This is what it looks like right now. A lot of automation on here, just turning on and off the gain and doing some pitch variation. These are the details that keep the song interesting, making sure to change it up at least every 8 bars. So that's pretty much it for the song. We're gonna see what a song with only one track sounds like in 1 second. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.